Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Walk of Femme with KEMPIRE. I pointed right this time. Woo!
You're getting used to it.
Yeah, right? I'm like, yeah. And me, Natalie, also known as Femme Tarot, we're so happy to be here again today because we have yet another juicy, very interesting reading. And look at Kem's face because we know what we're about to get after posting this video. Because this one is not about a Bravo celebrity. It's not about celebrities. Well, they are celebrities in their own right, right?
Yeah, because we love them.
We love them. We like Kemp and I are absolutely invested in this family and everything that happens around this family. So I'm just warning you now, there are going to be more videos around the British royal family. And today we'll be looking into Prince Harry's and Prince William's relationship. What is going on? You know, it's been such a tumultuous relationship. We've heard all the rumors. We've seen them. We felt the ice during the funeral, Prince Philip's funeral. So we have questions. Kemp has questions.
Always.
So before we start, let's just remind everyone where they can find you, Kemp.
You can find me on my KEMPIRE Daily YouTube channel where you get daily hot topics in entertainment, music, reality TV, and more. And be sure to subscribe to my podcast, KEMPIRE Radio. Links will be available in Femme Taro's description.
Precisely. And you can follow me. Everything is down below. You can see it down here. And I don't need to waste any more time asking you to follow us. But I will ask you to subscribe if you haven't and to like this video because it does wonders. And the more people who like this video and the more it's out there, the more readings we'll be doing. So let's jump right in. Right. Kemp, what's your first question?
So as you said, we're going to focus on Prince William and Prince Harry's relationship because there's so much going on around the royal family, specifically after the aftermath of the Oprah interview with Meghan and Prince Harry. But I want to know, what was the energy around Prince William and Prince Harry when they first saw each other after that interview for Prince Philip's funeral? I know a lot of people speculated, and there's been a lot of, you know, look, I've speculated, I've talked about it on my social media, saying that, you know, things were good, but then things were a little shaky, and they're worried that, you know, they're leaking things to the press on the Sussex side, and I just need to clear this up. I need to know what the tarot cards are saying.
Well, I had a jumper card. It was the Two of Swords. Not good, not good. They were both like, they knew they couldn't avoid each other, but there's a lot of baggage. There's a lot of unresolved issues that they need to talk about, but that wasn't the right time. They were, one of them was actually considering of making that first move and open that discussion, but I feel that they regretted that and they didn't. Now, Prince William, okay, he wanted to see his brother. He was actually looking forward to this Nine of Cups. He misses his brother. He wanted to see him, but he knew that it wasn't the right time to resolve anything. Okay. But it didn't end up well because Prince William, I feel there must have been some kind of maybe words exchanged, some kind of behavior, but Prince William was very disappointed during and after seeing Harry. And so Prince William since then has sealed himself off and he is not willing to talk directly to his brother at the moment. So he's just distancing himself on purpose. He is making it very hard for Harry to reach out to him or contact him.
Wow.
Yeah, there is heartbreak there. William is not taking it well. He's a Cancer too. So, you know.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, he's a Cancer and Harry's a Virgo.
Oh, that's very interesting. Do we know what Meghan is?
Yeah, she's a Leo and Catherine is a Capricorn.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But look, let's focus on the brothers because there have been multiple reports in regards to confirming what you just said. We don't necessarily believe the rumors, but this was a reminder, everyone, that sometimes these sources and these rumors, there is some truth to them.
I can tell you, they were acting. Everything that we saw, like the chatting, we saw that glimpse of them talking at some point.
I reported on
it. We saw, it was just for eyes. It was for the eye of the beholder. It was a little bit of a show, I'm going to say. It was a little bit just to put it out there. Listen, we're a family, no matter what. We're going to work things out, whatever. But no, because I got the judgment. So yeah, those wounds are deep. This is not going to be resolved that fast or that easy.
Can I ask this question just to kind of get some history and some depth to this? Did this begin before Prince Harry's relationship with Meghan, or is this something recent? Because of like the interview and things because I think that's important to understand. You know what I mean? Because you never know. It could be because he's starting a new family, or it could be issues they've had that we never knew about.
Okay. Well, I have an answer here, but I want some more details.
And I'll remind the audience, look, we have no skin in the game. We just love talking about these people.
Absolutely. Like
and
everyone else.
The conversation in the comments.
I'm sure we'll hear from people. In the past, what I'm getting and what I'm feeling is with that Seven of Cups, it was a very tumultuous relationship. There were moments where they would get along and everything was fine and it was peaceful. But I do feel that for many years, even before Meghan came into the picture, that they weren't seeing eye to eye. They're very different characters. They're very different in how they react. Let's not forget Harry is the spare, and he's called the spare, right? Mm-hmm. He is the spare, and that must not be the greatest feeling in the world where your oldest brother is getting all the attention because he's going to be king one day, and you're just you're just tagging along to all these ceremonies, events, and charity stuff that they did. So there was tension there. There is a little bit of competition, a little bit. Also, Harry, he dislikes the fact that William acts like a dad, always, since they were children, since their mom died, unfortunately, Harry reacts to William. Because he sees that William is more judgmental or that he is more controlling. Could be. Yeah, I do feel that William has a controlling aspect about him, but William was doing it to protect him. It was more like he took on the role of a dad because Charles was not there. Charles was not there for the kids, for anyone, really. So there's a lot of past there. There's a lot of history there. There's just that they need to work on.
And which is why I asked the question, because I think people have a lot of assumptions. This is brand new because of, Prince Harry has married Meghan. But based on what you're saying, no, this has been going on for a while. And it also reminds me, especially if you're a fan of The Crown, it reminds me of the Queen's relationship with her own sister and her own sister feeling, like the spare.
She was rebellious as well. Margaret was rebellious as well, like Harry, because we've seen Harry, all the stuff that he did, especially when he was younger. And they're very similar. You're absolutely right. That's a very good example. And I have to tell you that Harry is completely resentful of his brother right now, because he feels that his brother was the one who initiated let's say, the detachment of Harry and Meghan from the family. And I mean financial detachment.
Wow.
So there's a lot of resentment there, a lot. And Harry won't even open a discussion with his brother about it, even though William wants to explain to him, how they all reached to that point. And let's remind everyone that Harry was not kicked out of the royal family because he married Meghan because he appeared on Oprah, or because they wanted to decide to go live in LA. It wasn't that. It was because they were going against the rules. When you are a working member of the royal family, you're supposed to attend certain events. You're supposed to, shed light to certain charities that you're working on, that you're a patron of. It's a job, and you're not allowed, and it's against the rules to earn money outside of the royal family, to earn money from other ventures, from businesses, from social media, from anything. Mm-hmm. And that's where it all went haywire, because Meghan just wanted to be famous. She wanted to be popular. She wanted to do her own thing. And she did not follow the rules. She did the front cover of Vogue. She was a guest editor. They're not allowed to do that. Have you seen Catherine, or even Fergie, who was the wild child? She was the wild one.
We need to do Fergie one day.
We need to do Fergie as well. We love Fergie. We love Fergie.
Even at the wedding, at Prince Harry and Meghan's wedding, when I saw Fergie just being such a cheese with the cameras, I was like, this is why I love Fergie.
I love Camilla. And I love Camilla. Oh. Contrary to popular opinion, I like Camilla, because she has a wicked sense of humor. If anyone got to know her or listened to her or watches her interviews, she's whip smart and funny.
We're going to do Camilla and Prince Charles. So look, save all that tea on Camilla.
Right.
Let's focus on Prince Harry and Prince William's relationship, which is interesting to me because, as I said to you before, I thought it was important for us to know that this didn't just begin, with Meghan Markle, because, I think a lot of people assume that's where it began. But no, based on what you're seeing in the cards, this has been going on for a while, which makes sense to me. And I think that's by design. And look, and I know a lot of this I'm basing off of things that we hear in reports and what we've seen on The Crown. But I do think there's a little truth there as well in regards to how, if you're in the next in line for the crown, I'm sure Prince Charles' siblings would say something very similar to how Prince Harry is feeling. I think the whole situation, the whole dynamic, those people are treated differently. You're seated in a very different spot. There are certain things that you need to know that, you know what I mean? So I can only imagine what that would feel like, especially, you said Prince Harry's a Leo?
No, he's a Virgo.
Oh, he's a Virgo. Oh. Well, that just changed my whole dynamic on.
Well, listen, and let's not forget that Harry has been struggling with mental health issues and depression for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And that also plays a little bit of a factor. So if you're a little bit sensitive, or you have that, you're struggling with your mental health, then obviously
you need to control everything. Very Virgo.
Very Virgo, yeah, control and everything. And he's quite, he's very intuitive as well. And I feel, especially Harry, that he doesn't work with common sense or logic. I think he's just very impulsive as a person. He is. That's known about Harry, that he's impulsive. And that's why, there are rumors or reports out there that he can be rude to people, or he can be sarcastic. And I feel that it's not because he's rude or he's a bad person. He's just impulsive. He just goes with what he feels. He just reacts to it.
Sounds very much like the Virgos I know.
Mm-hmm, me too.
No shades to the Virgos. Okay. What else? Okay. So coming up next month, Prince Harry and Prince William are supposed to be unveiling this tribute statue to their mother, Princess Diana, which we need to do a separate video on Princess Diana. There's a lot to do, guys. They're supposed to meet. Like, what's the feeling around them coming together next month?
Well, we don't even know that Harry's going to go, but mind you, Meghan is due end of June.
Oh yes.
So right. So we're not sure that he's going to be able to make it. I mean, I know
which is like the perfect excuse.
It's convenient, but let's find out. Well, let's ask first of all the Emperor strategy. Hold on, that jumped out. Hold on.
Okay, Spirit.
Whoa. Woo. Okay.
Are these jumpers?
Yes, it's going crazy right now.
The energy is crazy today.
I can feel the cards right now. The energy around the royal family is just crazy. I feel it. I'm having goosebumps. I'm having all these feelings right now. All this energy around me. It's crazy. I have jumpers. Okay, hold on. Before
And I'll give you guys a little tea because I love to tell our own tea. We almost didn't do this just because we know how much the energy really in reality around the royal family is. And sometimes people don't want that smoke. Look, we weren't sure, but then we're like, who cares? This is what we love. We love talking about these people, so why not?
So okay, strategically, everything is a strategy between Harry and Meghan. And we're going to do a separate reading about them at some point. Okay. But I'm going to put it out there because this is exactly the message I'm getting right now. So I don't think that he is going to the UK, back to the UK. There's going to be a lot of talk about it, a lot of pressure. There are going to be rumors. People, up until the last minute, I feel that the press is going to leak that he's going to go, but he's not going to go at the end. And then I have the Tower card. This is going to be if he goes, I mean, the best thing is for him not to go. Okay. It's not going to look good. I don't feel it's going to look good. And also why? Because his wife, the Leo.
That's the Leo.
King of Wands. Yeah, that's a Leo. King of Wands. She comes across male energy and Leo energy as well. You can see the lion at the end, and that's a wand fire sign. She's not going to let him. She's going to twist his. She doesn't, maybe with the excuse of the baby arriving and all that.
Which is legitimate.
Which is legitimate if the baby arrives then, is due end of June, because there was a lot of hazy waters when it came to Archie's birth as well. So we'll get to that at some other point. So I do see that, yes, there's going to be, and the reason I'm asking my guides, why wouldn't Meghan want for him to go to the UK for the reveal of his mom's statue, right? And what I'm getting is because they have a PR machine right now. So they have a lot of businesses, projects, and things they're working on, and including one of her books that just came out, her children's book. So from a PR standpoint, it's not going to be good because it's going to take away the focus from something that they're going to launch then. Something that we're going to find out, a new business venture that they're going to launch or they're going to announce around that time, around summertime.
Oh, this is right around the corner.
Exactly.
I mean, they've been accused of, the most recent report in regards to the breakdown of Prince Harry and Prince William's relationship. Partly what the gossips have been saying was because after they made some headway in their conversations, that reportedly they felt, allegedly, that the Sussexes, I can never say that word, the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, that you tell them not from that side of the pond. But no, they were saying that they believed that the royal family believed that they were leaking things to the press. And that's why they have shut all communication down. That's why there's been a breakdown in that relationship. So I want to know if that's true.
Well,
let's see what the cards have to say.
Chariot. Yeah. They took control of the situation because they had no control. There was leakage. And yes, Meghan was leaking everything. She has total control of everything that's happening in that marriage, in that PR camp, everything.
Well, she is a Leo, fire sign.
Yeah. And she knows what she's doing. I'm going to be very diplomatic in the way I speak about her, but everything is a chess game for her. So she knows exactly what she's doing. But I'll leave the rest for the reading.
Look, we're leaving our opinions on these specific people to the side. We are letting the cards speak for them, and based on the questions that we're asking. And what is this?
I keep interrupting you doing that.
No, yeah. I love it.
So Queen of Pentacles. So I have the Chariot that came up, the Queen of Pentacles, and then we have the 10 of Pentacles.
Money.
Everything that we read or read, even now, everything that we hear is manufactured, is on purpose, is intentional, and it comes from her camp. She everything she does is about money. Okay. And this is what the royal family said. No, 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 no. You know, this is not how the royal family works. We are, you know, we have to look after the Commonwealth and our people and the people that trust in us. And it's not, you know, the royal family, I know it's all about the pompous and glory and all that, but which is part of what we like about the royal family, right? But for them, there's a reason why they're so private and secretive, because they don't like to show off in the sense of, they don't want to show off their wealth in that sense or what they do in their private life. They want to keep that very separate. You know, I know that a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of pomp and a lot of, you know, opulence when it comes to all these ceremonies and events that they do. Yes, but that's why we all like the royal family, right? Because they've
also been criticized in the press in the past, even before the whole Meghan situation. I can see them being very conscious on how much of that pomp and circumstance that they do in the public, because they are constantly criticized about it, no matter what they do, even if they scale things back.
I agree. I mean, look at, for instance, Catherine. She wears sometimes the same outfit 2 or 3 times. She's not afraid to wear Zara or H&M or any other high street brand, you know, because she just doesn't want to. It's almost insulting when a royal goes and visits, let's say, children in a children's hospital that have cancer. I'm just giving an example. Wearing, I don't know, an Alexander McQueen gown that costs like £8,000. So they're very aware of that. They're trying to stay grounded as much as they can, and they're trying to protect that tradition. And right now, the waters are quite, you know, it's very turbulent, because a lot of people, especially who are part of the Commonwealth, want to go back to becoming, they want England to become a republic.
Wow. One of the other questions that I have in regards to, because I'm trying to focus the questions on Prince Harry and Prince William's relationship. So according to Harry in the interview with Oprah, he says that Prince William feels trapped because of the crown and what that means. Is that true? Because I'm thinking of all kinds of questions, but it's so relatable to so many other people. And I know we're going to do separate videos on those people. So I don't want to, because I have questions about Prince William and Kate. I have questions about Prince Harry and Meghan. Then I have questions about the Queen. How's the Queen doing? She just lost the love of her life. Look.
I agree with you. Yeah, there's so much. Okay, I can tell you one thing. I have the King of Pentacles. I'm just going to show you the cards, and then I'm going to tell you what I have. The King of Pentacles, I have the Knight of Pentacles here, and then I have the Five of Swords. So partly true, but not true. So what Harry is referring to as trapped is regarding to, again, how he handles money in his business. William, he doesn't have much of a say as to how he can invest his money, how he can spend his money. It's very tight, you know, it's very controlled. And I think that's what Harry was referring to. That William doesn't have the freedom to, with all that money that he inherited. So what I'm trying to say here, that the cards are saying, is that what Harry sees is that despite all the money that William has at his disposal, he does not have any freedom to lead his life the way he wants to. There's a control, not only on, you know, how he dresses, who he meets, where he goes, his schedule, but also what he does with his money. And for some reason, Harry has become very money, coin oriented, focused. He never used to be like that. He didn't care. But I feel that maybe because because they're no longer part of the family, of the working royal family, that's something that, you know, he worries about or he cares about. But it has to do with the control that William has. I don't feel that, even though William is about to become a king soonish, that
that's another question I would love to ask at some point. Not this reading, like when, where?
When, where? Well,
there've been rumors. There've been rumors that Prince Charles pretty much would abdicate the throne to William, but I don't believe that. I've also heard the contrary. What do you know?
Well, I'll tell you intuitively.
That's why I reacted, because I know you're very intuitive.
He will abdicate. He's not popular. He's not popular in the UK. He's not popular in the Commonwealth. They need to modernize. They do. I agree with Harry and Meghan in this. They do need to modernize the monarchy. And Charles is not going to do that. And he doesn't want to do that, to be honest. He doesn't have leadership qualities, and the Queen knows that. Otherwise, the Queen would have abdicated too. And she would have said, listen, I'm 98 years old. I need to retire and just enjoy what's left of my life, right? But she doesn't, because she knows. And I don't think he's that keen. And neither is Camilla, I can tell you, because Camilla lives most of the time in the South. They have a nice big home there. She likes gardening. She likes spending time with her grandchildren. She babysits her grandchildren. So it's a very, she's not into, Camilla doesn't like the limelight. And let's not forget what she's been through, since she was out.
People still hate her.
Everyone hates her. They still do. And they don't like Charles.
And the crown didn't help.
No. But that's, you see, it all comes down to William and what he's going to do. Honestly, this is going to be make or break it for the royal family, because I have a bad feeling about the whole thing. So, and I like the royal family.
Yeah.
So, So
okay,
yeah,
so you're confirming what the reports have been saying. Look, and you guys like to say things are rumors and it's not true and blah, 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 blah. Well, we shall see. That's very interesting. So that also adds pressure to William, because I'm sure if there have been conversations about this, William has been privy to those conversations. So that's added pressure on the next in line.
Yep. Yeah. And Harry knows all that. And that's why I feel that Harry, aside from the resentment that he has, he kind of wants to shake his brother and say, hey, wake up. What are we doing here? What are you doing? You're not modernizing the monarchy. What you're doing is you're following everyone else's steps. Because William's a Cancer. It's all about, he wants to be professional. He's emotional guy as well, but he tries to hide it. But he's also quite moody. So there's quite a lot.
Cancer, this is true.
There's a lot going on, but Cancers can come across a little bit more old-fashioned because they're traditional. It's about family, and they like tradition.
Rising.
There you go. Exactly. So it's very complicated. Very complicated. The relationships in the family, very complicated.
One thing, and this is why I always recommend for people to go to see an intuitive like you, or a medium or psychic, because you also offer a level of life coaching. What sort of advice, based on what you've seen in these cards, would you give a Prince Harry or Prince William if they came to you?
That's a very good question. Wow, that's
I'm no amateur. I've interviewed hundreds of people.
Love the question. What I would give, let me look at my cards again.
Mm-hmm.
So who's my client though, William or Harry?
I'm going to give you, no, I want to think about this. I'm going to say Prince Harry. And the reason why I'm going to say Prince Harry is because I think Prince Harry probably has an opportunity to do more, because I feel like Prince William does have to sort of fall in line a little bit. So he might be limited on those options, and Prince Harry can be a voice of reason. If it's a voice of reason I
would tell Prince Harry to remove his head from the sand that he's put in, because he honestly, I feel, from just looking at the cards, not what I know, forget what I know, okay? Mm-hmm. That he's not happy or comfortable in the situation that he's in, personally and with his family. but he can't backtrack now. It's just gone too far. And so I would say, by looking at the cards, that, you know, Harry, you're going completely the wrong direction, because you know what? William needs Harry, because tomorrow when Charles abdicates or when Charles dies and it's William's turn, William needs Harry, and together they would make a great team. They would make, like, together, I mean, him, his wife, like Catherine, Prince William, Catherine, and Prince Harry. Duchess Catherine is, she's a Capricorn too. So she's very grounded. She's very organized. She knows what she wants. She's very professional. She wants to learn. It's all about how she comes across. She wants to come across as her best version of her.
We know that from Capricorns.
We know that from Capricorns for sure. And you know, with Harry, he's more of the cheeky lad. He's got a humor, and he's more relaxed about things because he doesn't care. He's the spare. So I think that for the best, not for the best of their future, but for a better future for all of them, for all two of them, for the brothers, it's best to work together as a team rather than against. Because against, I see there's a lot of energy right now that is very deep, dark, and negative.
Oh.
And if they come together, they can build something great, and they can actually save the monarchy.
Ooh.
But together, not apart.
So you're saying they have to mend this relationship for the future of the monarchy.
For the future of the monarchy, for the future of their family, for themselves as well. Harry, I don't have a good feeling about him coming into the future if he continues down this path. He's a lost little soul that needs healing, and he's not getting any healing. And I mean spiritual healing. He's not getting any of that because he's stuck in the middle of this. What his wife says and what his family says.
Wow.
And so
we also have to remember they lost their mother at such a young age, and we don't know the type of support, both emotionally or spiritually, that they received during that time. We all assumed based on what the reports were saying. But that's a great question. Let's ask the cards.
Okay.
What happened in regards to the support or the emotional? Did they get the support that they needed after they lost their mom? Because that is really about them and jumpers. These jumpers today.
Really? I tell you the energy right now. They had a female there that was supportive, but it wasn't a member of the family. It could have been a nanny or someone who stepped in as a mom afterwards. So there wasn't, she comes across as a Queen of Wands, so a fire sign. But, someone from the extended family or a nanny, I feel. Someone that raised them and she treated them as her own. Page of Wands. Listen, yeah, it was tough, but they didn't have a tough childhood. They managed to work through it or, get over it. And, but I don't see support from the support came after, like years after the accident from the family. When they were kids, they had support, but they were, employees that were paid support.
Yeah.
But they needed that. So they had some kind of balance, right? So they're very
Prince
close.
Charles did not step in like you should have.
No.
Wow.
He was, and especially, I'm not sure, we have to check. I'm going to check after this. But what I'm getting is that especially a month or 2 months after the accident, that he started traveling and, going on tours and going around the Commonwealth and all that. He wasn't even there physically. So, yeah, I mean, that's sad. But at least I feel that they're not that damaged because they did have support, but not from their dad. Not from their dad, which makes me sad. And that's why I tell you, and people have picked up about Charles. And I don't dislike Charles. Please don't get me wrong.
I've heard good things about him.
He's got a great sense of humor. But he's not a great leader. He's not. He's another one who doesn't really want to do this, but he has to. You know, it's his birthright. He has to
It
do
also
it.
sounds like he is, and this, and I'm not trying to be insulting to him. It's, you know, not everyone's meant to be a father. It doesn't sound like that he was a very good one.
I don't think it was that he died. Honestly, I don't think it's that he doesn't love his kids. That's
No.
that's not what I'm getting, or that he regrets having kids or whatever. He doesn't know any other way. That's the way he is. He's not very affectionate. He's not the type of dad that you call when you have issues and you're like, Dad, I need advice. I need help. You know, how do I do? He's not that type. He's more of that distant dad. You know, he's very generous. He's always made sure that his kids and his family, you know, have what they need. But that's about it. You know, he comes from a different generation as well. Very different generation.
And based on the reports, you know, from Prince Harry, you know, the relationship, especially when it came to communication during this time, has really been between the Queen and Prince Philip before he passed. They actually would be on, you know, Zoom calls with them. So it is interesting. And when I say that, I don't think that Prince Charles was necessarily a good father. I just don't think he had the tools. I don't think,
or he knew how. Listen, Prince Philip, you know, he adored his kids. But at the same time, Prince Philip was, you know, he fought in the war. He was also, for a long time, I think he was in Australia, and he was like touring all around after the war, and it was just to build these diplomatic relations with other nations, etc. So he wasn't much around. And the Queen became a queen. Queen Elizabeth became a queen really at a really young age. So, and she had a lot on her plate. So basically, he didn't really have that affection from his parents. So he never learned how to be affectionate towards his kids because he never had that.
What's his sign, Prince Charles?
Prince Charles' birthday. I have to Google it.
No, of course. I asked the question.
Birthday, and because I don't remember. No, he's a Scorpio, another water sign. I remember that he was a water sign. He's a Scorpio.
Also, then this makes sense why he's the parent that he is.
You should know.
I'm the product of two Scorpios.
Wow. Yeah. So now you know. Now
I can relate, Charles. It's all right. But I didn't mean malice when I say that. There are just certain people that have children that aren't necessarily ready to be mothers or ready to be fathers. They just don't have the tools or want to do it necessarily. They just are not inclined to step up in that way, which is okay, because if we talk about soul contracts, they chose these parents for a reason.
I absolutely agree. But that's, you know, that's something that the boys have to figure out and work on. This is something for them to, and I feel that William kind of like has moved on because he's very focused on becoming the king, on, you know, really taking over this huge role. And he's one of the most popular royals right now after the Queen. So, I mean, if he plays his cards right, he can be very popular as a king and he could actually help the monarchy. But Harry hasn't worked on it. He has to work on these issues. He has a lot of resentment for his dad and his brother. And I don't necessarily, to be honest, and I'm going to put it out there, I don't necessarily think it's because of his mom's death. There are other things there.
I do find it interesting that you said that Prince William will be a successful king, but he needs his brother, Prince Harry. He needs to be a part of that.
He needs that. You know why? Because they help each other. They complete each other. And William grounds Harry, and he needs that, even though Harry is the earth sign, but he needs grounding. And Harry reminds William how he really is, who he really is. Who the real William is not that facade.
And this goes back to the relationship between the Queen and Princess Margaret, because I feel like, based on what we know of their relationship, she sort of brought that same energy to the Queen. Right.
I want to pick one of those oracle cards. I'm just asking about some more info on William and Mary.
This is very fascinating. And I think what you said about their relationship is very fascinating. I would ask what the future lies in regards to the relationship, but like you said many times, that more jumpers. But like you said many times, is that based on the decisions that they make, it can change what happens in the future. Okay,
well, Faraway Horizons, it says, get ready for new horizons. If they work together, if they come together, if they mend this relationship, new horizons for both of them, it's going to work so well for them. So well, but they need to work on it. They need to see a therapist. They need to go together. I don't know, but they need to figure it out, because right now the pain is coming in between something grand, something big that they can achieve together. They can help each other. And Harry doesn't have to feel like despair. Because once his brother is king, and if the relationship goes well and it works out well and they sort of like mend those fences, then honestly, Harry will no longer feel like the spare, but more like an advisor, like the right hand of the king.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is the most important role that anyone could have, really. So it reminds me a little bit of the relationship of King Louis XIV and his brother. Are you aware at all about that relationship?
A little bit, because isn't that the isn't this the King Louis that built Versailles?
Versailles, exactly. And my dog is named after him as well. So just saying.
Oh. Versailles. He was a Virgo. Wasn't one of them a Virgo? I don't know which one it was.
I think King Louis was a Virgo. Yeah.
Yes.
So is my dog.
It makes sense why Versailles is so crazy and precise.
And they had that kind of tumultuous relationship too. But the brother of King Louis, I don't remember his name right now, but he was the one at the end of the day who had his brother's back and who would tell him like what was said at the courts, like what people were saying behind the king's back and what was going on, and, you know, warning him about his mistresses and wives. And so they, at the end of the day, even though the brother was resentful of the king and his older brother, but still they worked together as a team. So I do see them, if they ever decide to mend that relationship, having that kind of, you know, dynamic and relationship between them.
I hope that they do. I mean, is it a crazy question to ask? The cards, you know, do we see that happening?
I think it's really too soon to tell.
Ooh, I felt that. I felt that. Wow.
They're not going to answer that, because that's just going way into the future, and things have like, there's still, everything is out in the open. It's just like hanging, and we won't have an outcome. We can do that in a few months' time if anything.
We will.
Between them. Yeah, we will. We have so much to do. Wow. So yeah, that's what I see with those two. I don't know. Let me think. What else do we want to know?
I think we asked a lot. I mean, because I feel like it's going to delve into so many other people that are involved. And I want to do separate videos on Prince Harry and Meghan, Prince William and Kate, Prince Charles and Camilla.
There's so much, but I'm going to pull one last card. I'm going to ask my Oracle deck here. Like, what else do they want to tell us? Is there anything else that we should know about it?
Look.
I know. I love when you do that. I love when you do that. I
love this stuff. But yeah, I don't know why I'm feeling a little emotional about their relationship, which is interesting to me. It might be this whole intuitive thing, because you've been telling me that I'm opening, my awakening is happening.
Yep.
Because I feel like I'm like on the verge of tears, and I'm not sure exactly why, but it's interesting what you said in regards to what you would say to Harry in order to mend this relationship. And I hope that they do find it. They do find their way there, because I think that's important, because the monarchy, I know we look at it, it's like, oh my God, but it also is something very important for international relationships. It's important for the country. So I know we say it's a figurehead, but it's still very influential.
Wandering path, enjoy the journey. They're going through a journey. This is karmic. This is something that they have to go through. They have to work on. But I sincerely hope that they meet in the middle and they mend this relationship. They can work so great together. And I agree with you. I also feel a little bit like, you know, sentimental and a little bit sad. especially when I touch Harry's energy. When I try I just feel like he's like a lost little boy.
Wow.
You know, and he is definitely a boy. He does not give me man energy, and I don't mean it in a derogatory way at all. But that to me indicates, when I pick that energy up, that indicates to me that he has childhood trauma, which we know, and that he's stuck in that time. Wow. You know, at that age. So he's very immature. He's very reactive, just like any child would be.
But maybe because now he's addressing mental health and he's getting very involved in that, maybe through therapy and getting involved in that, he'll be able to heal those traumas, and maybe that will be the next step to open up his relationships with the rest of his family and specifically his brother.
He needs to be encouraged, though, and I don't feel that his wife is encouraging him to do that, and that's where I'm a bit, you know, let's say, annoyed by the whole situation, because I think that a wife or a spouse, generally a spouse, should empower their spouse, their partner, and should always have their backs.
No.
Whether you agree or not with the decisions that they make, because we're all individuals and we're all humans, and we're all, you know, we all have our own paths to lead. And whether you agree or not with what your spouse wants to do, you need to be supportive of that, because that's their journey and not hers. And this is where I'm a bit annoyed, not a bit, I'm very annoyed with her, because I do feel that she plays a big part in this wedge, you know, in this wedge between, this rift between them, because she's not supporting, I don't feel anyways, you know, allegedly, I'm not there, I'm not her, but I don't feel that she's encouraging any kind of like reconciliation or any, or like, you know, as I said, mending those fences. So is it mending those fences or bridges? You know, I get them wrong, those sayings.
That sounds about right to me. They'll let us know in the comments.
Okay, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. It's fine. Okay, I can take it.
Oh, well, you know, but this goes back to the whole karmic lessons when it comes to soul contracts. This was part of Harry's journey, whatever that might be. He specifically has this relationship with Meghan for a reason.
But they decided to reincarnate together. They're part of this. I mean, Harry and William. Okay, they were part of the same soul group. They're part of the same soul group, soul family. So they decided to reincarnate together and be brothers for a reason. Now, definitely this has been pre-planned, because we all have our soul contracts that we agree upon before we enter this world. So it is part of the journey. But, you know, again, because we are led by ego and we are having human experiences, sometimes we can just drift off. Wow. And it's very hard to get you back on track. This is where readers and intuitives and psychics help people, because we can tell you. Well, you know, I mean,
tarot.com. Reach out.
Just saying. So yeah, I mean, it's a long road. That's what I feel intuitively. I can tell you it's a long road. We're gonna see a lot of ups and downs, and it's gonna get dirty before it gets better. Oh. There's a lot more happening. That's how I feel, and brace yourselves.
Wow. I can't wait more to see the reconciliation between Prince Harry and Prince William. I hope sooner than later. But like you said, they can make those decisions, and that can speed up the timeline or slow the timeline down based on their decisions.
Exactly. But I can tell you now, it's not going to be before 3 years. So I see a 3. Okay. I see a 3, and it's not 3 months. So it's going to take a while. It's just going to take a while.
That's not that long. 3 years goes quickly, y'all.
That's true. Well, time.
Depends. and I think it's better to take time than to try and rush the process. But that's better than 30 years.
I agree. Or no years whatsoever. So we'll see. We'll see. Listen, these things change. It's up to them, you know. I just hope they talk to people that they trust and they get good advice. And they're not just surrounded by yes people and people who tell them what they want to hear, because that's going to be disastrous. You need to hear the truth. You need to hear the things as they are for you to start thinking and putting yourself in someone else's position and understanding someone else's perspective too. And they're not doing it right now. So do it, Prince William and Prince Harry, do it. We want you to reconcile, and you're stronger together than apart. So,
and I'm excited. I'm excited when they do, what it means for the monarchy. You dropped a little tea too in regards to the monarchy.
I did, and I wasn't expecting that. I was like, ooh, I love it too. So I think this is it for today. We're definitely going to be doing more royal readings. As you can see, we're both very invested. We know our stuff, our royal stuff and tea. And we're curious as well, because we're invested in the future of the monarchy, because we like it, right? And we'll have even more readings coming out soon, rolling out soon. We have one that we're going to be recording soon, which is going to be, you're going to love this one. I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. But until then, thank you for watching. If you haven't done that already, please subscribe and like this video and comment down below. Be kind. If you can, try to be kind.
Or not. I'm okay.
Yep. Or not, you know, then we might.
But also let us know who in the royal family you want us to do next, or whoever you want us to do next. And
what's your opinion? What do you think about Prince William and Prince Harry's relationship? Do you think that there is a chance for them to reconcile in the future? Who do you think is at fault here? What does your intuition tell you? Because I would like to hear what you intuitively see around the royal family. And we should do this with every video as well.
Yeah.
Right. So thanks for watching, everyone. Till next time. Bye.